That woman cries out for you Israelite men. There's a woman that seeks to be married, and she wants an Israelite man to marry her. And her name is Wisdom.
That's right.
Well, Lord, you Israelite men, you don't want wisdom. Come on now.
And it says, verse 4 again.
You're an Israelite. You're an Israelite man. You're not black. Your skin isn't black.
Unto you, O men, I call.
You're Israelites.
And my voice is to the sons of man.
So, you know, this is now this word will say is misogynistic. It's a misogynistic thing. This is male dominant. Right? Because when Yahweh Shai is wisdom incarnate.
Yep.
He was the physical incarnation of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. He was the word of the Most High incarnate in the flesh. And when he went around, he called unto men and said, drop what you're doing and come and follow me. Right? So this is Matthew's. This is Matthew's chapter 4, verse 21. And going on from thence, he saw other two brethren, James, the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, in a ship with Zebedee their father, mending their nets. And he called them, and they immediately left the ship and their father and followed him. You're an Israelite. You're not black. Your skin isn't black. Right? When you understand this, you understand that you're an Israelite. You descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's your ancestors. See? That happens in post-slavery. Post-slavery. That's how you because they were accused of raping a so-called white woman, which they didn't do. But then they were lynched anyway. Right. The reason why we bring this out is to show that you are enemies really all. I know.
They do something like that today. They do something like that in this day and age.
They're doing it all the time.
Lynching all the time.
Yeah, really, they're lynching us all the time when they accuse us of doing things that we didn't do. The dehumanization of us, the police brutality, you know, trying to criminalize us, trying to deem us as criminals. This happens all the time. Right, so in this modern day and time, we will always be seen as the criminals, the victims, no matter what we say or what we do. So right now, what you should be looking for is how are we going to get released from all this? What's the way out? What's it? It's Luke 1, 68.
168, yeah?
Yeah.
Luke chapter 1, starting at verse 68, and it says, Blessed is the Lord God of Israel, For he hath visited and redeemed his people,
which is us.
and hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David,
Which is Yahweh Shai.
as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies.
Say what?
That we should be saved from our enemies.
Say what?
That we should be saved from our enemies,
Come on now.
and from the hand of all that hate us.
Say what?
And from the hand of all that hate us.
From the hand of all that hate us. Come on.
To perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember his holy covenant.
To remember, we want the Most High to remember his holy covenant. Because we're the holy people. So-called black people. Indigenous people in North, Central, South America, we're the holy people. We have been wrong. And we want our God to remember what he promised. Come on.
The oath which he swore to our father Abraham.
The oath that the Most High swore to our father Abraham. Come on.
That he would grant unto us that we being delivered out of the hand of our enemies might serve him without fear.
So wait a minute, the Bible is saying that we have enemies. That sounds sticky.
Yep.
But that's reality. Yeah, you might have couples so-called white people say you're a friend. Yeah, you go to work, you befriend them, you be cool with them. There's nothing wrong with that, you be cool with them, but at the end of the day, we know what their judgment's going to be. Ultimately, in the end, they're going to serve us. That's in Isaiah, the 14th chapter.
Yeah, I'll get that.
And Revelation 13.
Yeah.
Your Revelation 13, verse 8. Get that one, man. Because the Bible talks about the condemnation of our enemies. Don't believe what these churches tell you. They don't understand they don't understand the Bible. They don't know what they're talking about. If they knew what the Bible's talking about, they would understand and tell their congregation that our Lord was a so-called black man.
That's right.
A dark-skinned black man. But they're not going to say that because it's like, oh, you can't say that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Right? Or it doesn't matter about color. But when you was worshipping the white one,
There was no problem.
there wasn't a problem. But the second you say he was black, now it's a problem now.
Yeah.
It's a problem when you say he was black. When you was worshipping he was a white man, you had no problem with that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Hypocrisy.
Bring it out.
Right, so Revelation 13 starting at verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the Lamb's book of life, slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Right?
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Right.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Read verse 8 again.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall
Verse 9.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
If any man have an ear, let him hear. Now, when you look at the word ear, in the Greek, it means to allow divine precepts to enter in. Divine precepts to enter into your mind. Come on now.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
So who led our people into captivity? Well, they must go into captivity. You reap what you sow. You reap what you have sown. And that's what so-called white people are afraid of. When you tell them what they have to go through now this is the excuses coming. It wasn't me. That was my great granddaddy.
I don't want to be part of this conversation.
Right?
Please delete.
Right? I might be recorded. I don't want to be recorded. Right? But the Most High said what? Read that again.
If he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
That's how they ruled, man. That's how they got the world. That's how they got America. That's how they got Australia. That's how they got South Africa. With the sword, the gun, the killing instrument. Coming now.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
I'm telling you. But now all of a sudden we're equal now. We're all equal. Right? If you notice now white people want to be acting like they're the best of our friends.
Even though they said we were only 3/5 of a human being.
They're the best of friends. I'm telling you, if our people were shown what these people really did to us, it wouldn't be ethically right.
Amount of noise that ambulance is making, you think there's a war going on or something.
If you have any idea what these people have done to you, you would say, no, it's not right for us to be friends, man. It's not right. It's not morally right. It's not ethically right for us to be friends. It's not right. When someone's done you that dirty, you feel like it's not right. There has to be a justice. And that's what the Bible, that's what the Most High is trying to teach our people. Justice. Because white people got no problem delivering justice when we done them wrong. When we do them wrong, they're quick on it. They're quick. They're fast. But when we say about what they've done to us, now,
Be quiet.
let that go.
Yeah.
You know?
That's in the past.
You just a nigga. Right? Go back to church and get bygones be bygones.
Yeah, turn the other cheek.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why in this world you gotta forget this modern day and time. You gotta come out here into the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? That the righteous man stand up with great boldness against such as afflicted him. Because if you as a so-called Israelite man, if you truly believe in justice, you say to yourself, no, I don't want nothing to do with this white man's world.
That's right.
I'm out here to condemn his world to destruction, to nuclear destruction. It's only right. Because I have no place in his world, man.
That's right.
Because it's not right. It's not right. You got something?
Yeah.
Well, bring on.
This is Sirach 12 and verse 10.
Listen.
Never trust thine enemy.
What?
Never trust thine enemy. For as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not altogether been wiped away.
Stop reading that again.
Sirach 12 verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust. trust thine enemy. Go to Deuteronomy 28 verse 68.
Gotcha, yeah.
You see how people, they want to act like we're all the same. You idiots. You idiots. We're all the same. No, man. Come on.
Right, Deuteronomy 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
What?
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. Who were so-called black people sold to? Who were so-called black people sold to? You know,
They don't want to say.
read that again.
Right, Deuteronomy 28 verse 68 again. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way,
Wait, with ships. I remember Egypt was a land of bondage, a land of captivity and servitude that our people had to serve under. And it said that we were brought into Egypt by slave ships. That's the Bible. The Bible is saying that black people were put on slave ships. Come on now, come on.
and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships,
You know you're an Israelite woman.
by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
See what?
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So that's the transatlantic slave trade. That's the transatlantic slave trade in the Bible. The Bible said that God's people will be put on slave boats and sold to their enemies. You can't get around that, man. You can't.
How you doing, lads? You right?
Right.
You cannot. Hold on.
You can't get around it. So let's go back to the verse that says, never trust thy enemy.
Yep. Surah 12 again, 12 and 10 again.
You're supposed to be out here in the streets. You're supposed to be edifying your people. Prophesying. You know?
Surah 12 and 10 again. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Yeah. So you were sold to your enemies. And I say never trust them. But you see, that's what we call Stockholm syndrome. When you fall in love with your oppressor, your captors, your captivators. Come on now.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Right, so the white man comes and he tries to act like he's now your friend.
Yeah.
You know? He humbles himself. He say, yeah, I love black people.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's black.
Yeah.
My best friend is black. All my friends is black. He tries to humble himself.
Yeah.
Read that again.
Though he humble himself,
Though this devil humbles himself, and acts like he's one of us. like he's a nigga painted in white.
Yeah.
Right? Come on now.
Though he humble himself and go crouching.
See this? See that? See all this? Right? Come on.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Take good heed and beware of him. Take good heed and beware of him. Right? Why should you do that? Because you realize that there's still an agenda against us. Because if you look at that same so-called white man, he's still jealous of us. He still wants to be like us, man. Deep inside of himself. So beware of him, man. Take good note of him. Even though he hides that wickedness under his tongue, it's still there. You know what I'm saying? Where's that scripture? Job. This is Job chapter 20, verse 11. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Right. His bones are full of the sin of his youth. That goes back to what? Cain and Abel. You go back to Cain and Abel. What did Cain do to his brother? He murdered him. And he showed no remorse for his crime, for his sin. Am I my brother's keeper? Going back to now Esau now, when Cain came back as Esau. And Abel was reincarnated as Jacob. Again, Esau devised plans to kill his brother again.
And his anger did tear perpetually.
And his anger did tear perpetually. So there was always that war between the righteous and the wicked. There was always that war. Right. Right? Therefore, trust thine enemy.
That's always been Jake's biggest downfall, man. We're too compassionate as people. We always think that, they're all right now, they're not as bad as they once were on this side, and we always end up getting burnt, man. And I'll say that for myself personally. Before I knew the street, I had Edomite friends in the world, and it's the more I started to wake up that I'll be like, hang on a minute, these guys ain't really for me, man.
Right.
They're cool to have me around because it makes them look good. Because it makes them look like they're racist. Yeah, we've got a black mate here, yeah, he's one of us. But as soon as you start to have some kind of, as soon as you have an opinion, then they've got a problem. Like, who do you think he is?
As soon as you have some type of retribution for what they've done to us, now all of a sudden, here comes the excuses.
Yeah.
Here comes the justifications. Here comes the malice. Here comes the, my girlfriend is black. Here comes the, my best friend is black. Here comes the, I listen to black music, rap and hip hop. Right?
That makes mixing one of us.
Here comes the I wear Air Max Jordans. Right? So you know, so it comes with all of that.
Yeah.
This is Job chapter 20, verse 11. His bones are full of the sin of his youth. Let's not talk about that old serpent. Going back to Genesis, talk about that serpent that was more subtle than any beast of the field. Right? So this man's wickedness goes all the way back. It's almost they hate man. They're ready to lick out one another's blood clot, man. We talk dirt about man. We talk. Anyway, his bones is full of the sin of his youth. I'm telling you. And that's what they call it, iniquity, sin upon sin. Mm-hmm. All the sin that this man has amounted.
You remember the sins have reached up to heaven?
That's what I'm saying. And that's why it says that when the judgment comes, the earth shall reel to and fro, because it's going to be a heavy judgment. So there's a lot of retribution that this man has amounted. Sin upon sin, full of the sin of his youth. Full of the sin of his youth. So now this man has reached his full age. And that's when the Lord is going to have to bring about that judgment upon him. Because the scriptures talk about in Job, hold on, it says Job 14. So let me get that. Job 14, verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, that has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So this man has now reached his full age now. So talking about the sin of his youth, and now he's reaching his full age.
Yeah.
When now his days are determined and his months are with the Most High. So now when he's reached that full age, the height of his sin, his old age, the hoary head of his iniquity, that's when the Most High is going to rain it upon him. So we read it. It says, verse 6, turn from him that he may, Salakyo, that he may rest